don't know if you know this, but you probably don't because it's the very first video on this channel, but I'm gay. So I thought it would be fun to go through r/arethestraightsok and see where that takes us. I tried multiple times to say hello, but apparently I'm incapable of it, as the 4 to 5 outtakes of just me trying to say hi or hello prove that. So starting off here, ex-Miss Michigan claims coming out as a conservative is harder than coming out as gay. When did you come out as gay? Miss Michigan, when did that happen? Are you trying to tell us something? Because, you know, clearly to claim that one thing is harder than another thing, you would have had to experience both things. So when did you come out as gay? That's very exciting for you. But second, it's hard to come out as conservative because most conservatives are racist and homophobic. So, next up, not all so-called cis people are the same. Stop bunching all of us in your despairs. Cis people sound derogatory. Please refrain from using cis people and call us heterosexuals. So this is fantastic because it's yet more people who are cis not understanding what cis means and that it is separate from sexuality. It's not the same. Your gender and your sexuality are not the same thing. But also, my favorite thing in the world is people making fun of themselves because they don't even know what they're talking about. Maybe next time, instead of not understanding, maybe we shouldn't talk about things we don't understand. Maybe that would be good. Maybe we shouldn't go on rants where we end up looking like a fool because we don't know what cis means. That would probably be a good place to start. What's next? Legalizing gay marriage in South Dakota? SMH. Are you being sarcastic? Because it's already legal here. How? It's been made legal nationwide. People have been getting gay married in this state for literally years. Well, that's gay. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. This really just goes to show how little gay marriage affects you. It's been going on for 5 years, and you didn't even know. You had no idea. Because it affected you that little. Who knew that letting people get married would only affect the people who are actually getting married? That is really, really crazy. I also really love, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Do you think the next thing they did is write an angry letter or an angry email to their, like, state representatives, and they're like, this is outrageous. I cannot believe this has been happening under my nose for many, many years. I hope so. But yeah, basically, if it doesn't involve you, it probably isn't going to affect you too much. I think is what we've learned here today. Next here we've got, this man in the state of Georgia is refusing to walk on the LGBTQ crosswalks. A hero. Pause. This is just a rainbow. Or the rainbow is painted for pride or something? Or are they just rainbows? And also, does this man think that walking across a rainbow, like the gay dimension, is just going to suck him in and then he's gonna pop out gay? Does he think that's how it works? I really want to know what walking over some colorful stripes is gonna do to you. We just need to paint these everywhere we want to keep homophobes out of, and they won't be able to enter because they're so scared of walking over some colorful stripes. A hero. I don't know what a cisgender is, but it shouldn't be allowed in front of kids. Yet another example of people not knowing what cisgender is. And again, you've stated, I don't know what a cisgender is. Maybe the next step from there would be looking up what cisgender means, and instead of looking like a fool. Although if you had used, transgender instead, you would have looked like a fool either way. But I mean, this is really not doing you any favors. But second, ignoring the fact that they said cisgender. If they had used another gender, okay, if they had used transgender or something, what about being in front of kids is harming them? Because I have heard someone in my family's friends circle who has said, I can't believe we are still letting trans people walk around the streets around our children. What are they doing to your children? What are trans people doing to your children? Do you think that walking around outside and you walk past a trans person, they're gonna like come over and grab your child by the shoulders, shaking them, forcing them to be trans? Do you think that's gonna happen? But I love homosexuals because I believe they can change with the God's help. So you wanna change people's sexuality? Okay, cool. You just go be attracted to same-sex people. Go be attracted to the same sex. Oh, you can't? Oh, so I guess it wasn't that easy to change, was it? Who knew that you couldn't just change who you're attracted to on a whim? That's real crazy. But also, I thought God, if you made people to be a certain way, because we just established that you can't change it, isn't he supposed to love them? And aren't you supposed to love thy neighbor? What, love thy neighbor unless they're gay? Love thy neighbor unless they're trans? Love thy neighbor unless they're black or people of color? Love thy neighbor unless they're neurodivergent or disabled? Is that how I love thy neighbor if they're cis, white, straight, and male? This would be really surprising with the new PS5. Wow. She thinks I'm crying tears of joy right now when really I feel bad for all the lying and cheating I've been doing. I don't deserve this. Don't cheat on your partners. Don't cheat on your partners. That's a terrible, terrible thing to do. That's a terrible thing to do. Don't cheat on your partners. It's okay to be unhappy in a relationship, but you have to have a conversation about it. You have to communicate. Like, you have to... You gotta communicate. You gotta talk about it. It's okay to fall out of love and want to be with someone else, but you have to get out of the relationship you're in currently before you go be with that other person. There is no sense in hurting the person you're with by cheating on them. That's a terrible thing to do. Talk to your partner and be like, hey, I think I want to break up, and then you can go be with that person. It's okay. You can be with that person, but don't be with that person while you're with your partner currently. And, if you want to have sex with other people, but you want to be with the person you're with now, you can bring up polyamory with your partner, but you have to talk about it first. You can say, oh, I want to have sex with other people, and I still want to be with you. You can have that conversation, and you can talk it out. But don't cheat on your partners. It's really not that difficult to not cheat. Like, you're not a dog. You're not an animal. Hell, animals have more self-control than most people do. Like, it's not difficult. It really isn't. Don't cheat on your partners. Don't do it. Ooh, we have a poem this time. Cisgender. This is your term for me. Your stereotype. Your aggression. When you've been called it all. Fag, queer, whatever. Well, now I speak. I am not gay. I am not bi. I am not a man or unsure. I am not your words. I am not cisgender. I am a woman. I love a man. But that doesn't matter. Because my name is Olivia. If this wasn't written by a cis person, this would very much sound like a coming out, I'm trans. I'm not confused. I'm not a man. I am a woman and my name is Olivia. But instead it's just another ignorant cis person writing emo poetry about how people are calling them cis, which is not an untrue statement, nor a mean statement. Alright, last one for today. Women, have kids. Those eggs aren't in your body to be eaten. They are there to give birth. Not everyone wants kids though. Then those females don't have to have kids. What a waste of life. Unless they can't have them, then that's different. And if they can't take care of them. But if they can do all that they should. You heard it here. If you have the ability to have baby, you have to have baby. And again with females. Female is not a noun, it's an adjective. A female scientist, a female employee, a female human being, a female dog. Those are adjectives, but a female, it's not how you use that word. You can use it if you're talking about reproduction, like male and female, but it's not just it's a woman. That's the word you're looking for. I will say though, up here they did use women, so you know that's good. As someone who doesn't want to be pregnant or go through pregnancy or have kids that way, it always boils my blood when people are like, but why wouldn't you want kids? And I think too often people have kids because that's the expectation. You grow up, you get a job, you get married, you settle down, you have kids. That's the path. That's the journey that you're on. And so when someone verges from that and they're like, okay, but I don't want to have kids, all of a sudden they're this like outcast and they're weird, and there's this like, well, why wouldn't you want kids? When I think the better question here is, why do you want kids? Do you want kids because you genuinely think that you could be a good parent and provide good home and actually care and love for them? Or do you want kids because that's the expectation? Because that's what makes a good parent, actually wanting kids. If you just want kids because that's the expectation, then you don't actually want children, and you're not gonna be as good of a parent. And I can almost guarantee you that. Whereas someone who genuinely really wants kids because they think that they can be a good parent, and because they think that they can take care of kids and they can provide a loving household, that is someone who is going to end up being a better parent because they actually want children. They're not doing it as some societal expectation. You don't want to be pregnant, you don't have to be. It's okay to not want children. It's okay to not want to be pregnant. It's okay to want children and adopt them. It's okay to have surrogacy. It's okay to do other things than getting pregnant. That's okay. And to pressure women into having children, even if they don't want them, is an awful, awful, awful thing to do. It's a terrible thing to do. Because clearly they don't want kids. And if you don't want kids, you're not going to be a good parent. And I think that is the fundamental difference between good parents and bad parents. Good parents actually really want their children. They're not doing it because it's an expectation. They're not doing it because someone pressured them to. They're doing it because they genuinely want kids and can provide a loving household. That is the fundamental difference, I feel like, in a lot of cases when you have good parents and bad parents. Anyway, leaving it on that one, that is all for today. If you want to see more, let me know. If you like this video, that's good. Maybe you should subscribe because I'm not going anywhere. If you have any ideas for what I should do in the future, subreddits to explore, or I don't know, really anything, I'm down. I'll check out any suggestions. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!